Hello and welcome. As a prelude, we are doing a bit of rebranding, as you can see, and also towards the end of the video it gets a bit choppy. I don't know if that's because of shadow play, but anyway, hope you enjoy. Hello and welcome back to BKT Podcast with me, Baron, Cammy, the Fortnite guy, Thron's the
Yeah,
nerd guy,
Yeah, okay.
and
Guess I'm the
Xander,
nerd
the
guy now.
British guy.
What's up?
So we're going to be covering stuff from D23 later on, but first off, Minecraft ray tracing. You know,
Gamescom, right? That whole thing.
yeah,
There was also
fun
another
stuff.
conference called Gamescom.
Yeah, all kinds of comms.
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
thought it was pretty funny because like I keep on thinking whenever I hear ray tracing, I keep on thinking of Jensen Huang, like the CEO of Nvidia, and I forgot where, but he was like talking about like ray tracing, and he kept on bringing up giga rays and how many giga rays there are gonna be. So every time I think about ray tracing, I just think giga rays, like him saying.
get ready
I don't
for
know how
Minecraft
necessary
Giga
it feels.
Rays.
Yeah, that's basically how I feel.
yeah, it's probably gonna turn out better than because like they talked about Minecraft 4K, but I'm pretty sure like comparatively like for 4K you need like different hardware to be able to like and then like Minecraft ray tracing I guess you just need RTX. So that should be
It's
good.
just
I like how they like announced this, and it's like at the same time, my friend texted me an image of like his Xbox Minecraft, and he actually has like graphics mods from like the USB shit, because you can put mods on a USB and plug it into the Xbox.
Right.
So it's really possible for them to do it. I don't know why they waited so long to the point where modders can do it before they did.
Yeah, it's a bit late, but I don't know. I guess some people like don't really want to bother with like setting that stuff up. So it's like, hey, you can
yeah.
just
Most people don't bother with. I think a lot of people won't bother with like most mods. Like even if someone's into like mods, they're not gonna get all of them. They're just gonna get a very select few.
Okay, I
Yeah.
want my Minecraft parkour mod where you're able to grab the ledge.
yeah,
See, that's just weird in Minecraft because you're fucking block hands. You got and it's like how does that work? I'm sorry, but that would definitely break my immersion of Minecraft.
no, like what the mod does is like fingers break off from like the blocky hand, and then
Oh
like is
Jesus,
It, the
that'd be
mod can like
horrifying.
add in like those Blender animations where they do Minecraft with like fingers. Sometimes it looks
yeah,
really weird.
yeah,
That's
just do
that's a new
that.
mod right there. Minecraft fingers
Yeah,
for
there you go.
parkour.
Yeah, next we have the Steam Workshop moderation happening for CS:GO. Basically, if you don't know, uh, they decided to moderate the CS:GO workshop since there's like free skins and exploits that they're trying to like advertise all over the page over people's like actual content. But the question is like, is this gonna like extend to other games?
I
It
mean,
should.
yeah, once you open that door, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's too bad because I'm not that familiar with Steam Workshop, but like I've always thought that it should be like there should be some moderation because like just on that principle of like, well, you can't upload cheats and stuff like that. But of course, the problem would be like, oh, if there's like a delay, or if it's disapproved for some dumb reason, then yeah. But like, that's kind of like the pros and cons of just having any sort of moderation. And I'm generally my personal politics have always led to a more authoritarian stance on things.
I guess we'll see because I think Cammy, you brought up once about but like with Gmod especially like people doing SFMs and they just like post porn
Uh
models and stuff or whatever.
oh yeah, they're porn models in Gmod. They just rip out like the not safe for work bits and then they just slap it on there and call it a day, but it's like obviously meant for like not safe for work stuff and they
Oh
don't really
God,
moderate that.
Never mind. Forget moderation. We need to protect the porn models. Oh gosh, that changes everything. I don't know. You get the feeling that for some people this might be actually be like their stance. I would be okay with it against cheats, but you know they might start applying it to my great porn models. Like you know, just kind of
I
slippery
hope they
slope.
I hope that they don't actually like start moderating shit, because then I can't do like exploits like the summer sale where you buy a Starbound, you get the soda mod, and you can just like grind points.
I mean, that's less of like a Steam Workshop exploit as such, just a Steam exploit that they didn't like consider at all. But
And you
that's
called me
just
out on it when I was doing it. Fuck you.
I mean, why else would you be playing Starbound?
Because I like Starbound.
Sure you do.
And never saw it pop up before that you were playing it. Okay. But
Okay,
yeah.
I was just trying it out. You know, it was just a coincidence, you know?
Pure
It was on
coincidence.
sale. It's a great game. You know, I just gotta get it.
Yeah. What do you guys think of any of the other announcements? Actually, there's like the whole like Stadia thing, and then have you guys heard of that?
No.
I didn't pay too much
Yeah.
attention
Uh,
to it. I was only
okay, yeah.
in the
Basically,
Gamescom for the Clone
Stadia
Trooper
just
stuff.
you know Stadia, right? You know like the Google thing, the
Yeah.
Google Cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they just basically said, oh, Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be on it, and along with some few other games that I don't know how many people care about. But yeah,
Oh, so
I
like
think
Google is doing a Steam like platform.
no. Google is doing
Oh,
a
Google.
cloud streaming platform. You stream the game basically.
Ah.
Yeah, it's like what PlayStation does with old
They
games.
first did it. They first did it with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Pretty sure. Yeah, Odyssey. Well, that was one of the early ones. I'm not sure if it was the first, but it was the first one I heard about. It's actually it's a pretty interesting idea. I think it's. I don't know. I don't know exactly the feasibility because I'm not that familiar with exactly how like the exact numbers what they're doing, but like it sounds pretty interesting because like that would put Google into like the console quote unquote business. Yeah, or like a way to beat consoles and shit, or just other games in general, other platforms.
You remember that argument we were having not that long ago? Well, it might have been long ago,
About
but
what?
about
About
having
Steam
like
and Epic?
no, about the having like all like the different platforms in like one convenient area.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
seems pretty useful now.
for what? You mean like I know doesn't Microsoft do something similar for
No,
its own computers?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Yeah, I mean
I still don't see how to be like useful if you were to download it as its own app. If it came with your computer, like sure. But I don't unless you have like many more stores. I don't see how it'd be significantly more useful than
Well, I
just
mean, like this is
opening the
just the
apps.
start.
I guess.
Yeah, it's just the start. But then when they start making more, then it's gonna be like, you know what? We should invent that.
I mean, I think some of them are shutting down. Like, there's the some Halo launch or like a Master Chief launcher or whatever. You could like launch your Halo
Yeah, but
games on.
that's because it's just for Halo and no one gives a fuck. That's
Yeah.
like way too limited. Like how many Halo games are there? Like
It's like
the Halo
5.
games. There's Halo 2 and the Halo Wars. And then there's like some fucking top-down shooter whatever. I don't
XCOM
know.
style. Yeah.
Not
Right.
XCOM,
Not.
just like an arcadey sort of thing. That's about it. There's like also there's an arcade
It's
game, but
like
you're not gonna be playing that on your computer. You're gonna be playing that at the arcade. So it's like, what's the point?
I don't. It's for the audience that doesn't like playing Dead Ops or Call of Duty.
I just mean that like, yeah, it's just dumb to have like a launcher specifically for Halo when you don't have that much Halo content. You have like a lot of books. There's gonna be a TV show. but then it's like
Red versus blue.
no, red versus sure, dude. I mean, red versus blue is already on the Rooster Teeth website. Yeah, it's like whatever.
Just throw it on the app, you know? Just give it more data usage and it'll be more useful because it just has more content that you can get anywhere else.
So yeah, moving on to Star Wars. Quite a few things dropped at Disney 23. So big among those, I guess, is Kenobi's happening. Not too much any details on it, but coming next year.
Yeah, people were
Yeah.
like going nuts over that, and it's like,
Dude, we can just look at our prequel memes and see what their reaction is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. I'm not sure exactly what the story will be like, and that's interesting. I'm curious as to what type of story they'll tell. Like some people are like, oh, you know, how much will they reference? Like I know Canon has like the journal thing, and then Legends has like the whole novel about him sitting in the desert, contemplating, self-reflecting. I mean, like, but for like a TV series, I don't know who the bad guy is gonna be.
They should just make like a live action version of the Last of the Jedi series from Legends, where Obi-Wan is like kind of on the run. He's like going to different planets. I think he's like being hunted by Boba Fett.
I think you've got to have the huts involved, haven't you? I think.
If he's on Tatooine, maybe, but like they don't necessarily. I mean, it depends on what kind of story are they telling directly, like between like the scene where he leaves and the end of Revenge of the Sith where he gives the baby over and they like there's like a whole adventure there, or is it like afterwards? Is the
Well,
thing.
he can leave Tatooine. I don't think he has to like specifically always just stay on Tatooine. Maybe he
Yeah,
can go
that's
somewhere
true.
else.
Maybe I mean I don't know how the exact timeline mechanics of it.
I mean, Owen Lars is a badass, so
Very stray lines of like, oh, I was always on here, or versus like, oh, I was mostly on here. You know what I mean? Like it's just like those random lines that someone will like point out in like a comic or something.
Yeah.
He
I
never
think
left the planet,
I think a good question about the Obi-Wan thing is now that we've seen footage of Mandalorian, which is very kind of Western and which one of the inspirations for A New Hope and stuff. What is this going to look like visually? Is it going to be more kind of stranded in the desert thing, or
Yeah, would they want to make another desert thing with Mandalorian already existing, and then like, oh, here's Obi-Wan also in a desert. Sup,
Yeah.
bitches. For Kenobi, like in Legends, they had like him fight, not briefly fight like this one Tusken Jedi, which I thought was pretty cool. He was like a Tusk. He was like a Tusk. Well, he was human but raised by Tuskens, and then after Order 66, he survived, and then went back to the Tuskens, and then he became Sketch.
the
Kinda sketch.
Tusken Jedi.
A shard head.
I wonder if they're gonna have
Yeah.
any like Clone Wars flashbacks, but it's like live action. That might be
Ew.
pretty cool.
Real life Ahsoka.
Maybe
Yeah.
like Ventress just like comes over to Tatooine's like, "Hey, Obi-Wan," and then he's like, "Hey, Asajj," and then she just leaves. That's like a
the Curb Your Enthusiasm music plays?
No, you forgot. Ventress is already dead.
Oh, is she dead?
Yeah, she's already dead.
Oh, she
died
died.
in
She
Dark
died
Side.
in-
Yeah. 'Cause the
That-
thing
yeah.
in-
Okay.
She also got pushed off a cliff by the guy from Solo.
Oh no, that was the
That's
Orson.
Aurus thing.
No, I
Oh,
said
yeah.
also. He just goes around pushing prequel characters off cliffs.
It's a good way to kill them.
It's me, Tobias Beckett. Stand next to that cliff.
Have you thought about when you think about how many Star Wars characters die from falling, it's a good tactic.
I'll try falling. That's a good trick.
I mean, as opposed to like separating limbs, like that doesn't usually like
Oh
do
yeah.
anything. It's like, oh, I'm back.
Yeah.
I got a robot arm.
I got robot legs. I literally cut you in half. It doesn't matter. Merely a
We need-
flesh wound.
robot,
Kenobi.
robot cock and ball torture.
Oh god.
Jesus.
Hey, when you think about it, is Mace Windu like really dead from the fall? Because like in the Clone Wars, Anakin survives the fall by using the Force.
I do not need them to bring back Mace Windu. I'm not like I like the guy, but I don't need to bring I don't need them to bring
Bring
him.
back Cyborg Mace Windu.
It was in the
Jesus,
concept
I
art,
don't need them to
apparently.
bring back characters. I'm already of the opinion that bringing back Maul was like ultimately, even despite being like Sam Witwer putting his heart into it, it's like still kind of like, just the decision of it to bring him back is like always gonna be to me is always gonna be like, that's kind of dumb.
They just
I
had
don't
to
care
milk
how
him.
good he is.
He's just a fan, like a franchise face. You know, they had to bring him back, give him a little bit more of something.
And yeah, it's kind of the same with like Boba Fett. It's like, oh, everyone likes him, but we just killed him, so we're gonna bring him back and have him do cool stuff. People will like that.
On that note, I would also agree. You don't have to bring him back, but the thing is, like, I would also like to see him actually do cool stuff at some point, like maybe probably before like the before episode 6, because like I like to actually see him actually be, cool and live up to his armor, who's like cool looks as a toy and shit like that. Like I don't want, yeah. If there's ever gonna be characters gonna be like badass or something like that, like just make him bad. Some characters specifically, yeah, you can like make the point of uh cheesing it up and like making them intentionally dumb, but like not all of them.
Speaking of Boba Fett, Mandalorian looks pretty good. It seems like
Okay, let me just say this, all right?
Uh-oh.
Mandalorian, my future prediction is just gonna be a live action version of the fucking 1980s tabletop game Tatooine Manhunt. It literally looks like it.
It looks like Tatooine. I mean, I never played Tatooine Manhunt or anything. I never heard of it, so yeah. What's is it like what is it?
It's a board game, but like all of the characters are based off of the concept art of the bounty hunters from Empire Strikes Back.
Uh-huh.
So there's a Boba Fett impersonator named Jodo Cast, and there's like
Okay,
a
it's Yellow Cast and IG something. Is it
IG like
IG?
72.
Oh,
oh,
okay.
is it not the real one?
No.
Hmm.
No, in the Mandalorian, it's like IG 11, something like that.
Yeah, it's IG-11. I mean, possibly. I heard rumors that there was gonna be like it was gonna be like a, protect the girl story. Like there's gonna be like a young or younger-ish girl, and then he's gonna be like protecting her or some shit like that. Maybe to collect the bounty. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like I remember this exact plot with like fucking the second Sicario movie, which was not as good as the first, but it was just more generic action. But it still also involved, oh, he's an assassin bounty hunter. He's gonna protect this little girl from the badder guys.
It's like
He's a
Deadshot from
bad guy,
Suicide Squad.
not as or dead shot from fucking suicide. I mean, that's different because
What are
that's
we? Some
yeah,
kind of Suicide Squad?
yeah, but it's just yeah. I mean, it's all kind of similar. I mean, it's almost like True Grit. I mean, not necessarily True Grit, but depends on exactly the nature of the whole bounty hunter little girl relation.
Hmm.
What sort of is it going to be like Deathstroke and Terra? No, I don't want. Oh, do you guys know about the whole Deathstroke Terra thing in the DC comics?
Not
Actually,
really.
my
I think you
friend
do.
told me about it not that long ago.
It's so weird. I'm
Why did
watching
they?
Young Justice and they sidestepped that. They just made it like a father-daughter thing. But like
Hmm.
but like in the classic comics, obviously it's like uh,
What the fuck is like Deathstroke's characters? Like whatever like writer is on him, they always have to do like some batshit crazy thing with him.
Hmm.
Deathstroke is grooming her.
Yeah, she's an underage girl and he's just really into it, and she's really into him.
I mean, he's in 3 different things now, isn't he? Because he was in Arrow, and then post credits for Justice League, and now Titans.
They're gonna make it into that Shadowverse or something.
They did say it was the Mandalorian's like supposed to be set like 5 years after Endor, so I wonder how much will tie into like First Order, or like
Not
some
really.
Imperial
No, I don't
remnant.
feel like a whole ton. At most, like vague references. Because at this point, there's like the First Order is still supposed to be like very, 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 very stage.
Hmm.
It's like First
Yeah.
Order is like fucking 4 years ago, and like is in the shadows,
True.
and is probably still like looking for like looking through the unknown regions for shit. So I doubt there'd be like any First Order.
Isn't this like before the Battle of Jakku?
No, Jakku was 1 year
No,
after Endor.
Jakku was quite soon after. Yeah.
Oh,
1 year after Endor. This is 5 years.
so it might have like a little bit of like Force Order stuff.
Maybe.
Maybe
I don't
later,
know.
like later seasons, because like how Resistance kind of, at least I guess based on the timeline, it stretches from like before Force Awakens to Rise of Skywalker. So like maybe it does that sort of thing, where it's like
Dude.
later on it ties into later things
Live
in canon.
action Kazuda Exonio no oh no Onio no.
All right.
And then the thing with like in the trailer where he like cuts like he shoots the door and it cuts the guy in half.
Yeah.
And like that reminds me of like the whole Clone Wars had the exact same scene, not exact same, but like the same death type, where it was a Citadel episode, and like they're going through air vents, and then like one of the clones is like gets like chopped in half by the air vent, but the door closes before you see it, or something like that. And then like, but yeah, you hear him scream. That's pretty cool. I'm like, I could totally believe like this was a act like that. The scene in The Mandalorian is like coming from that scene because Favreau and Filoni are like on board. And they're probably like, let's make that into like a live action thing as well.
I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it's just because it's a fucking metal door closing down on somebody, and that's a brutal way to go out.
Yeah, but like in this case, I think that like they probably remembered that scene. I'd believe it. I'd believe that they remember. It's not a reference.
What if we killed them with a door?
Yeah, what if we killed them with the door, with the circular closing door that slices I mean, it doesn't really show it, does it? It maybe just crushes him
It
or
like
something.
cuts it off at like the last second.
Yeah. So
They
like,
should just make this like R-rated and show like gore.
Yeah, it's just a gore
Oh
Star
yeah,
Wars film.
totally. I'd be
And-
for it. I mean, I'm always for like they don't have to do it, but like I'm always be if they ever were like for some reason we're gonna make it R-rated, Star Wars or Marvel. Like I mean, Marvel already has the but like R-rated SW thing. I'm gonna be like, okay, awesome, great, Shatterpoint. Just go full on gore shit.
So yeah, the last one, Cassian Andor show. I mean, I guess spy thriller sounds interesting, depending on like what.
That's
they do with
actually
it.
probably. I'm probably more excited for that than Kenobi. Genuinely, because I mean, like I don't like Kenobi's cool and all, but like I don't need
Does
to
he
know
kill
that much
people?
more about it. Yeah, exactly. Basically, I liked Rogue One's darker, gritty thing that it touched on, and if Cassian show expands on that, like it's a prequel when Cassian is still ruthless and like or becoming ruthless. I don't know what period of his life you're gonna place it in, but like that'd be
He's
so
starting
down
to
for that.
become like Saw Gerrera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he's the guy who shoots his own informants because they can't escape from the Empire, so that they're better dead than interrogated.
Okay,
Like
so I
that.
take it back. So like Tarkin then.
Nah. It's just like I like that. I dig it. Harsh realities of of fighting of waging a guerrilla war, of being part of a revolution. Someone has to do the dirty work and all that gritty, edgy nonsense. Like I love that. I'll take it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for Cassian's show.
I'm glad they're gonna include K2 as well. Cause
Oh yeah,
that would be,
Alan Tudyk is Alan Tudyk still voicing?
I think
I'm
so.
assuming so.
Yeah.
Better. Okay.
Congratulations, you're getting a prequel show. Please do not fight it.
Yeah, I like Rogue One more than it deserves, or at least according to other people. But like, I like it. I dig it. I
It's
dig
said
it.
that
most of the
people
video.
only like it for the Vader scene.
Yeah, I mean that's not true. I like it for a bunch of shit. I like it for Krennic.
I'm not saying that you, but a lot of people out there, they just
Yeah,
watch
that's
for
true.
Vader murking
That's
people.
true. But I mean, most people are dumb, so
That's a
I
lot of
disregard.
watch time. You sit through like 2 hours of like this, spy thriller stuff, and then it's like, oh, here it is. This is what I've been waiting for.
Dude, get the lotion in the napkins. I'm going full fat mode on this bitch.
Yeah, I think my dad watched Rogue One, and he was like, "Eh, it's whatever." But my dad doesn't care for Star Wars at all in the first place, so it's like, okay.
I haven't convinced my dad to like watch any of the new films because he keeps trying to, but he falls asleep. So it's a good
It's like,
sign.
not now, son. I'm a little tired.
The cat's in the cradle, and so.
Yeah, I got my mom to see Spider-Verse, and she thought that it was whatever. Or she said that it was like childish or whatever. It was like it was goofy.
'Cause it's a
Okay.
cartoon.
Fucking normie opinions over here, not recognizing that animation is the superior medium.
I mean, that's just for everybody, you know. Everybody just has like that stigma, like if it's colorful and like animated, it's not really meant for them. I really hate it. The people just can't like explore like more creative movies because of the that you're too old for one thing.
Yeah, I expect like they probably also had like that idea for what ifs, because I kind of feel like it's not going to be like specifically like this is a nice show for kids about what if like Cap died and now Peggy
Yeah.
Carter's
Yeah.
or when.
She's
Oh, yeah.
Captain America Britain, both Captain America and Captain Britain, but merged into one.
So did she get the
Captain
super?
America? Oh my
So
god.
she got the serum instead of him in it, or what? Did they really?
Yeah,
like,
it's weird.
say-
Like, I don't really get why she got a shield that was a Captain America shield, but instead of the star, it was like a British flag.
Union Jack.
Yeah, it's like make up your mind. I mean, come on.
I mean, same
If they're gonna
colors.
introduce Captain Britain, they have to introduce his sister and introduce the
Yeah.
X-Men.
Hmm.
Oh, they
It's
know
all
that
part of the
well.
plan. They're playing the long
Hmm.
game.
Yeah, I mean,
There'll probably be some sort of Excalibur TV show way down the line. Yeah.
what ifs? The what ifs? I mean, they're gonna make one for each movie, right?
Um,
An episode. They said an episode for each
each
movie,
episode,
pretty
I
sure.
think.
Oh, each episode of What If? Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what the
Episode
character
for-
models would look like. Would they just be like super like cartoony, like over the top exaggerations of the actors? Would they try and like recreate the actors?
Oh, I think.
Yeah, they showed
There
a
was
picture, I
a-
believe, and it's like kind of like it's basically looks like them, but like in a cartoon form. So it's like it's not like anything over exaggerated. Just like this is them, but they're a cartoon.
I really hope it's not like Clone Wars where it's like only like a vague resemblance to the actors.
I can't speak about accuracy to the characters because we've only seen like I think like 2 snippets of it, but it does look like a nice style.
It looks alright.
It's not a style that not like a Star Wars Resistance style where everyone thinks it's like too kiddie or anything until they watch it. But
Yeah, it's kind of.
This almost looks like Spider-Verse with those lines.
Yeah, they should
I'm
do
just
a
bit
Spider-Verse
confused,
TV
like-
show, like just in that style.
Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to seeing what because we didn't see an image of it, but they said apparently there was a Black Star-Lord, and I was like, what could that be? Like, and then other people were saying it was.
Star-Lord.
Other people
That's
saying-
the what if.
Over,
What
like,
if Star-Lord was black?
thing is, I don't know. I don't know if there's any.
Nova Corps arrest him immediately.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But,
Not
yeah, I
that-
think someone I someone who was tweeting said it was T'Challa as Star-Lord, but I'm not sure if they just like
T'Challa
they just
as
saw a black guy and thought, oh, that must be T'Challa. Yeah, I don't know.
He's the only
Every
one
black
up
guy in
there.
the MCU is T'Challa.
Well, I mean, think of it. Like, do we know any like in the Guardians space of the MCU? Is there any like
That's
black
the, yeah,
guys?
I can't
is
even remember
there?
like
I mean,
a
Heimdall.
black Star-Lord or anything. So it's
Heimdall is Star-Lord.
not that there's
I'm-
anything wrong with that.
Wait,
It's just-
Guardians is actually racist. Dude. Oh my god.
Cancel.
I mean, there's like
That'd be
there's like
interesting,
other there's like other like alien races, so they're not racist because there's tons of aliens.
Well,
out
technically it
there.
is racist. There's like just an entire race of just like these pink people that think they're better than everybody else.
There's not the gold people.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
gold
yeah,
people. It's been a while since I've seen Volume 2.
The whatchamacallit, Sovereign, I think.
Yeah, sovereign.
Yeah, well,
Ah,
Adam Warlock's
yes.
gotta get introduced eventually.
Yeah, right. Adam Warlock of Adams. I don't know. Fucking whatever.
Warlock Adam.
But yeah,
I hope he teams up with Howard the Duck.
I hope one of the what ifs
Actually, yeah. Why is Howard the Duck not in What If? Can we boycott?
I mean, it's probably like that.
He was in Endgame.
Like-
An Endgame apparently.
He was.
He was. He genuinely was. Yeah, right when Wasp jumps in, he's in the background, kind of
Yeah.
pretty short, but
I think he
does
also
quack
walks in
too.
with Winter Soldier. Like when Winter Soldier's there, you can see him like walking up.
ah,
But yeah,
but he doesn't kneel when Iron Man dies, so he's not canon.
Oh.
Big Moore's
Please.
neither.
What was left of the enemy forces with his quack foo.
I kind of hope that they do what if for like Endgame Steve Rogers, like after he goes back in time, and it's like just him like just going
Oh,
back,
yeah,
stopping all
that'll be,
the events in his alternate timeline.
They'll probably keep that one secret, I reckon.
Yeah.
Maybe this new TV show What If could like probably add like for a new like Avengers kind of storyline because they're just opening the floodgates for the multiverse. And if they really want to, for like another big Avengers movie, they can just like make live action versions of like all of these alternate versions and just make like a fucking multiverse battle movie.
Yeah, the Avengers
Yeah,
verse.
I mean, it's kind of interesting that they've got Uatu, the Watcher, and
Yeah.
he was rendered in the banner at D23 next to one of the Celestials. So I think it's probably possible that he'll show up in like a Fantastic Four movie or something.
Keep on dreaming, man.
Man can dream. Man can dream.
You just want
Give
Silver
up hope.
Surfer. Well, you know what? Reminder: the Silver Surfer cartoon left off on Thanos destroying the universe. So
They can make a season 2.
I think that was season 2.
I don't know. I never cared for multiverse stuff, so it's like, it's whatever.
Wow,
Dude,
okay.
I just want a live action version of Avengers Forever. Okay.
They
But
do
yeah.
multiverse stuff. They should just keep X-Men in their like own universe instead of trying to mingle them. And then maybe if they want to do multiverse stuff, they can have like crossover. But like, I don't know. I just get the feeling X-Men work better if they're just like their own thing instead of
No,
this
we have to
convoluted
bring all
explanation.
properties together. It's part of our monopoly.
Convoluted
Thing is-
explanation of like bullshit of, oh, like they're mutants and they're different, so like, cause they're a threat, and then like all the
There's
other Avengers
time
don't get their
travel
shit.
and time travel and retcons and all this stuff. It's funny because I think there's a lot of stuff you can do with the X-Men, but because they've already like done they've done the big plot lines like Phoenix twice and Days of Future Past, so they should just start out small and just focus on making the characters as likable as you can, and then work your way from
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Not
I
have
don't know.
Magneto that flip flops every movie.
Yeah, yeah.
I am bad. Actually, I'm good. I'm bad again.
And I'm young again. Oh wait, no, I'm bold.
I think it's a shame though because
I hate
feel like-
everybody. I love mutants.
I do like Fassbender and McAvoy a lot. I think they're really good.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they got them back in when if they do reach that with X-Men. Because they do pretty well.
They're really good. I like them
Of
more
course,
than
you need a
most Marvel actors.
replacement for Hugh Jackman eventually, but they'll get there.
Yeah,
someday.
yeah, that's true.
Okay, I heard Tom Holland is free.
Yeah.
Tom
Yeah,
Holland's free.
he's gonna. Well,
Yeah.
because of
Like
the.
you mean he's like no longer part of Sony or something.
No, because he's not Spider-Man.
Because of
Because
the
Spider-Man is
Marvel, Sony
canceled.
didn't.
I mean, yeah, that's one of those things. I don't really care who's at fault here. I just want it to be fixed.
Yeah,
Or I would like it to be fixed. It's not
I
a hugest loss, I guess.
Yeah, I think someone from Sony like stepped in and said like, yeah, we can still work on a deal, guys. Don't burn down Sony yet.
No.
We can.
Hey Baron, in post when you're editing this video, can you put like the crab rave over like a picture of dead Spider-Man?
But yeah, I mean, did they show anything else at D23 like Loki or any of the other ones?
Lady and the Tramp.
Oh, well, things that are Marvel.
Dude!
But
There's
I'm
that.
so
There's
excited.
that Anna Kendrick. Anna Kendrick. Anna Kendrick and Bill Hader Christmas movie. Noel. That sounds fucking stupid, but okay.
Just, oh, I don't know. I haven't enjoyed a Christmas movie that's come out after the year 2003, so.
I mean, also that Jeff Goldblum show. Wonder how that's gonna turn out. I mean, I guess like Jeff Goldblum's alright, but it's like one of those things where it's like he's in like a few movies, then he's gone, and then back. Because it's very much, I guess, like kind of randomish humor.
The World According to Jeff Goldblum. Wow. Documentary thing, I think that like angle. They have like the Jon Favreau cooking show, right? And now it's gonna be like, oh,
Chef. Have you
Jeff
seen
Goldblum.
Chef?
I've seen Chef, but I also mean like the actual cooking show with like actors and shit.
Ah.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm forward to seeing like all the stuff that's in their catalog. If you're gonna be a Disney shill, do it right.
I mean, plus they're gonna have all like the shows and movies available on it. So, I mean, then again, it's also because they're pulling it from like Netflix and stuff. But
yeah,
they're taking their child. You took the Clone Wars. What more do you want?
Season 7.
Yeah, it's
Right,
indeed happening.
It's gonna be the last one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or will they?
Or will they? Depends on how it does. If it does super unbelievably well, maybe they'll consider it.
The spaghetti timeline, yeah.
That looks so ugly.
Honestly,
Who fucking drew that?
I don't know, but this was shown, the official timeline.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just like, who fucking drew those lines?
I think they got the work experience kid to try out Photoshop, and then he just said, "Hey, how does this look?"
That seems alright.
This is okay. This is fine.
This is fine.
I like how there's just like a big gap between like the Mandalorian to like the Force Awakens.
Well, yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
fit in that Ray trilogy.
Yeah, that's true.
You
Where
forget
she's
how
gonna
like
stab it.
how much time is actually in between the, the reboot and Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, just like in real life.
X-wings in the Last Jedi. Ew.
I just realized that
Yeah.
Solo on the timeline has a gap because obviously it starts out when he's. Well, actually, I don't know. Yeah, it starts out at some point, and then the end of the movie is like 10 years later.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's going to a gangster that's starting up a big shot crew.
Ah.
whatever that meme goes.
Yeah, you got a Boba Fett movie. I mean, it sounds alright, I guess, having like some kind of Boba Fett stuff where it's like him just like working for Jabba and then he starts to like hate Han, but I don't know if that's like anything substantial they could do. Because it's kind of like the way I see with
Yeah.
Obi-Wan as well. It's like there's only like so much that would really happen.
I mean, Solo's only like a 3-year gap. 1, 2, 3. Rebels is a 4-year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-year gap. Yeah. Solo's gap is not tiny.
Now that you mention it, I actually want just like a non-canon TV show that's just like spy versus spy, but it's like Han Boba just going at it.
That sounds pretty good.
Hire me, Disney. I'm free. I have nothing better to do, so please.
Yeah, like a Star Wars Mad style TV show where just like random clips for like different stories.
That would just be
Basically Robot Chicken.
yeah. That's basically what chicken.
That was pretty
Okay.
wizard, wasn't it, son?
Wait, weren't they like planning on doing that with the? It was like an animated show.
I think Detours, maybe?
Yeah, Star Detours.
Yeah, I still remember, like, I think it was like the early days of, like, The Force Awakens night where people were asking, when's Detours going to come out? And you kind of have to just, you know.
Stuff just gives me like 50 different diseases. It's so ugly. It's not
I
even
know, oh my God.
satire, it's just garbage.
It was something else, but not in a good way.
Islanders.
Oh no. Oh no.
What the hell?
It seems like they did that just so
terrifying.
that I think they did that just so that they could, you know, obviously they make toys, but then they could make them drastically different enough to get more money.
Oh
It's
my
like
god, this
Vader's
Liam
fucking
Neeson.
swole.
What's his
Absolute
name? He looks like
unit.
Knuckles.
Oh, God. Yeah,
The
it's
hell?
like the 2003 Clone Wars. Just the nose makes up like a third of the face.
He's so fucked up.
Wait, what is this from again?
Star Detours.
Right, that thing.
That's a
Thank God it
huge
was
fucking
cancelled.
Mine's is just dens to the size of his lip.
Us the Darth
This
Maul.
like has like a
Yoda, Yoda.
fucking like tumor growing on his nose.
No. Pre DreamWorks. Jesus.
Looks like it's animated by that like I think student animator who made like a thing on YouTube where it was just trying to teach a
Sea Bear.
lesson like looks don't matter, whatever.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
This
it
one's my
For some
favorite.
reason, it gives me French cartoon vibe. I don't know why French.
Forehead.
comes to my mind.
That's a real forehead moment.
As bad as this is, you've got to admit there's probably like one fan out there who doesn't like Disney Star Wars who has found this and said like, oh, I can't believe Disney cancelled this. It would be so good.
Chewbacca fur like it looks like he's wearing like the skin of like his father on his head, just like how it like lops over his shoulder. It's
Why
not
is
like
it
a
so smooth? Guys, smooth Yoda, smooth Chewbacca.
Still looks Battlefront 1 Chewbacca.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, this is hair.
I think I found like the pinnacle of Star Detours. If it ever
Oh my god.
Yeah.
he looks like Doc from Shrek.
Actually, speaking of Battlefront, the Battlefront 2 got a bit of an
Oh yeah,
update.
there's like a lot of updates right there. Yeah, the creatives.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Dude, I am adding new heroes. This is so sad. Can we get 5 likes?
No, just give it another month and they'll
No.
announce Ahsoka and Asajj, or they'll do Padme and Cad Bane. I think those are
Yeah.
I gotta be honest.
Notice the
the
trend
biggest
that they're all
thing-
equal characters.
Well, yeah, because that's what everyone's asking. The entire like community is just like, hey, add
Oh, no.
add Clone Wars, and they add Clone Wars
To be,
4
to be
stuff.
fair,
They're
at
gonna
least
add
getting,
all.
at least we're getting Rise of Skywalker content, and they're bringing back instant action, which literally had me, you know,
Yeah, it's looking good.
I'm
figuratively wrecked.
Yeah.
very complaining about it, though. I just have to say that you have to realize that the first Battlefront and then like beginning of Battlefront launch were like only like OT sequels, so it's like it's finally prequel stuff. So we gotta take it for as long as we can.
Yeah, and apparently the Luke yellow jacket. I think that's what they said in the post. Alluding to at least it's like
Really? Oh my god.
They didn't allude to anything. That's just people talking because it's in the files.
Ah,
I remember if I can find it, I'll
I think just Farm Boy outfit would make sense considering like that's one of his most iconic looks.
I mean, I personally would like to see like either the Bespin or Dagobah skin, but
Oh yeah, Bespin would be.
I want to see Farm Boy Luke, but instead of like a lightsaber, he's just like holding his
T60
blaster. Yeah, just like sideways and just smacking people with it.
Yeah, he's holding the motto of the plane. He makes pew pew noises and it kills enemies.
Dude, I like that.
They did like some mode for Infinite Warfare where it's called like Emote War or something, where it's like you have like you send out a fireball with your hand, or like you have a little soldier, you're just waiting to hit enemies with it.
Oh yeah,
No,
I
I
remember
know.
that. I played like a couple matches of that. That was actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
That'd
What's
be
from?
Infinity War.
Infinity, Infinite Warfare.
For Call of Duty?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's like a
in-
mode at people and it kills them. Like,
Yeah, the recent Call of Duty's been getting good
Yeah.
hype. Several-
stop like the realistic and do like wacky stuff like that. That fuck killed me when I played.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of looking forward
Yeah,
to
but
Modern
no,
Warfare.
I mean like yeah, this COD is getting good hype as it's like less, it's more grounded.
Yeah.
It's return to roots because people are tired of the sci-fi. And like they thought they wanted World War II shit, but then like the battlefields and like Call of Duty were like, never mind.